Good morning, fourth grade. I am so excited to get this week going. I know we are a day behind, and so the video that you watched yesterday, I recorded on Friday, not knowing, well, kind of was knowing we're going to have some snow, but wasn't sure we're going to have a day off, and so we are a day behind. And so this video, I can talk a little bit about how much fun the snow was, and it was just so beautiful. Like just to sit on my couch by the fire and just watch it just keep coming down was just absolutely beautiful. And I think it was just like a fresh start. Like to me, that was just like a good, peaceful, fresh start to the week. So I was so happy to have that. We are going to, over the next couple days, talk about author's purpose. So again, remember we're in the genre of nonfiction books. And so as we read these books, I really want you thinking about like, what is the author's purpose in this book? Why did he write this book? Like not what did he want me to understand? What was the big idea of it? But why, what is his purpose? Did he want me to learn something? Was he trying to teach me something? Was he trying to explain something to me, inform something to me? Was he trying to entertain me and just like tell me a fun story? And so as we're reading these nonfiction books, I want you thinking about that, and then we'll go over them again in just a minute after we read some of this book. So the book we're going to read today is called Wolf Island, and Wolf Island is a narrative written about a wolf, but it is a nonfiction. So we're going to learn facts, and it's going to tell a story. Now, I will say, we have a lot of coyotes in our area. Maybe you've seen some wolves at your house. I don't think they're as prominent, like we don't see them as often in this East Texas area, but we do hear about coyotes a lot. And coyotes and wolves are different in their own ways, but they come from the same kind of family there. The Great Bear Rainforest is a majestic place full of tall trees, huge bears, and endless schools of salmon. Do you remember when we read that book about the bear? Special wolves live in the rainforest too, often on the small islands that dot near the rainforest coast. They are special because they can swim. Of course, they don't swim as well as seals do. They swim more like dogs. Call it the wolf paddle. But they swim well enough that they might be considered marine mammals like sea otters and whales. So I want to take a minute and I want to talk about the word marine mammals. So maybe we don't really know what a marine mammal is. What did I read to you? What context clues might help me decide what a marine mammal is? Right. I know what a mammal is. I know a mammal is an animal of some kind. It's got a backbone. It's warm-blooded, all of those things. But marine, like maybe I don't really know what a marine is. I've heard about it in the Army, but that doesn't make sense with animals. But then it gave me an example, sea otters and whales. So those are animals that live in the ocean. So marine means like animals that are in the water. You've ever been to a marina where you pull up for your boat and get gas and food and stuff like that? It has the root word marine in it. On an early spring day, one of these wolves decided to leave his family and make his way to another island to begin a new life. Wolves live in families, just like people do. A male wolf and a female wolf are in charge of the family, and their young rely on them for companionship and protection. But sometimes, just as in human families, a member of an island wolf family will break away to start a new life on his or her own. This is where the expression lone wolf comes from. So I want to take a few minutes and talk about the word lone wolf. So first, do you notice how it's in quotation marks? Now, that doesn't mean that there's someone is just like all of a sudden speaking, but those quotation marks kind of mean like they're giving it a nickname or exaggeration of some kind. Remember, like if you ever use your fingers like, you're so dumb, or my family is like, our thing is like hashtag don't be dumb. And so we'll use our fingers to make an expression there. But lone wolf. So lone means by yourself, and then wolf. Have you ever heard the expression the lone wolf? You may hear, if you hear about somebody who plays by themselves or likes to be by themselves, you may hear them called the lone wolf. Mr. James, my husband, is a lone wolf. Like, he is totally fine, like, being by himself. And I'm like, I need my friends and I need my family. So I cannot relate to this. I cannot connect to this wolf right here. This particular lone wolf swam from his home to a neighboring island. In one way, the island was strange to him because he'd never been there before. But another way, he was immediately at home because he knew there would be deer in the woods, clams in the sand, and seals in the sea. He couldn't hope to hunt a seal in the water. They were too sleek and slippery. But if one happened to haul itself onto the shore, the wolf would be ready to pounce. A big seal could feed him for days. Life was good. But because wolves are social animals, it could get lonely for him. He would have liked another wolf to keep him company. He would have liked a mate, but so far he hadn't seen another wolf anywhere. Why do you think the author gave us this photograph right here of this wolf just like howling up by himself? Because it kind of goes along with trying to find or see somebody, right? Because they yell for each other. Each April, the water near the shores of the islands in the Great Bear Rainforest turns a milky turquoise color because of all the herring eggs that have been laid. They are no bigger than sprinkles on a cupcake, but when there are millions of them, they are a feast. When the wolf bites them, the eggs popped and cracked between his sharp teeth, and in no time, he is full. I had never heard of those kind of eggs, so that's kind of interesting. And I'm glad that the author gave us this photograph right here to show us what they look like, because I would have not known. So do you see those little things right there? Those little eggs. But as generous as the sea is to island wolves, they have to know their way around the land too. Even island wolves hunt deer. But that's difficult when you're a wolf on your own. A healthy deer can be dangerous. It has a very powerful kick. So the wolf has to be extra careful as he lay in the tall summer grass watching for deer. And when he did go after them, he always made sure to target only the old and sick. So they kind of know who to go for. By now, the wolf knew every inch of the island. He knew where to dig for the biggest and juiciest clams. He knew where it was safe to go after deer and where it wasn't. He knew the best places to sit and gaze out to sea. As summer turned to fall, he spent a lot of time looking out to sea because he knew it wouldn't be long before the salmon would be back. And that meant the best eating of the whole year. So let's make a little inference right here. What can we infer about this lone wolf since he's been out on his own? I can infer that he has been able to adapt to his surroundings. He's been able to adapt in finding food and living and figuring things out. So I can infer that wolves are kind of smart. Like, they are really smart animals if he's able to do all this on his own without other people. So tomorrow we're going to finish reading Wolf Island and see what else the wolf does.